Hello, it's Nulla337 here. It's been a hot minute since I've made a video, I know, but now this is the time to do another RLC tutorial. This tutorial it's going to be on the Platinum 2, or also known as RLC Gamma, whatever you want to call it. So we start this entire thing off by going to the GitHub page. Now if you already have it, you can skip this part. But for the people that don't know, you go to the GitHub page, you click this button, you click download zip. Yes, I know, it's literally installation instructions are right here, but I'm doing this video for the exact same reason why they put pictures in construction manuals. So you'll do this, click the download zip. I'm using Firefox, so it shows I've downloaded it there and it allows me to save the file. Google, it'll probably appear over in this little area. Either way, it goes to your downloads folder if you're using Windows. I don't know about Linux. What you're going to do is you're going to open this folder and you're going to do the RLC PT2 master. Do not put this folder in your Expression 2 folder. It's very crucial for everything to work that you just take these files, you click copy or cut, whatever you want, read the README, that tells you helpful stuff. Then you want to go to your Garrys mod folder, and the quickest way to do that, just like that. Garrys mod, data, Expression 2, and then this is just the main folder. You right click and you'll click paste, and your PT Gamma and all that other stuff will be in here. And it should just be like that. And then after that, if you have Garrys mod open, you want to click update, and now it all should be there. Or just launch Garrys mod, go into your game, and then you should have all the ETs installed by then. Alright, so after putting all the folders into the Expression 2 folder, you want to go into Garrys mod, and if you're already in Garrys mod, before you have the ETs, click update. If you're not, then you're good to go. You should have the PT Gamma folder. Alright, so that should be that. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find your locomotive. Now the E2, the PT Gamma E2 right here, already comes configured for an EMD SD40, which is somewhere, whatever, SDP40, same thing. And sure, it's already configured, you just throw all that stuff on here and sound like an SD40, but you wouldn't technically really learn how to configure the E2. So that's what is also what I'm going to show. We're going to want to pull up a I'm going to go with the GE today. U30 phase 1. Alright. This is a locomotive, just like in the previous tutorials that I've done. You can either axis or ball socket the trucks on. I prefer ball socketing because that's just me. You can try both. I've never noticed any real difference between axis and ball socketing, even though people will tell you there is a difference. Alright, that should be it for just, what's on. There's like no more details that we're going to add besides the seat. Actually, the first thing we're going to add is the seat. So we're just going to take this. Make sure to disable collisions on the locomotive body, or at least no collide the trucks to it. You probably will derail a lot if you don't. I'm just going to... This isn't going to be an exact replica of the inside of the cab, but it's just going to be good enough. So there's that. There's your seat. Now, unlike with the previous RLC, where your control stand was in E2, this you will there's generally sometimes two different kinds of props. There will be a hollow version, which all of the levers and stuff are hollows in the E2, or there's ones that kind of work like how the old control stands used to work, where it would change the body groups. As you can see, this one has all the body groups. This one does not have really any body groups. So we're going to find, we're going to use this. I don't think there's like a 60-notch control stand for these locomotives yet. So we're going to just throw this in here. Yeah, looks good. Looks good enough. So here's your control stand. That's all you need to do for the control stand right now. We're gonna go to wire, and this is the part where all the wire mod stuff. So we're gonna do the pod controller. We're gonna make sure to link that to the seat, and we're gonna get out the advanced entity marker. This is just the basic stuff, like in the first RLC. Link those to your trucks. Now this is the new part, I guess. RLC, this is the RLC Platinum Gamma chip. This is the main chip. You want to put this on a flat facing surface and make sure the shiny part faces the rear of the locomotive. The way this works is it doesn't matter where it is, because the thrust will come out of the center of mass of the locomotive, which I can kind of visualize that with the coordinated center tool. So here's where all of your thrust will come out of. Do not put it on the trucks, because then you'll have thrust coming. It won't be good. Also, all the sounds will come from the center of the locomotive, not from the E2 or anything like that. So anyways, back to the wire tool. Here is your RLC, which we're going to have to do some configuration for that. There's these. Now we're going to add in the control stand E2. This one's the hollow control stands, this one's the body group control stands. So it's KC102. Alright. Just gonna throw this control. Yeah, mini. I use the mini instead of the normal because the normals are kind of big, and when you're putting all the stuff up here, it gets a little bit cluttered. So going to just wire that to get the control stand. We're going to wire this, the PT, to the control table E2. And now we're going to wire this pod controller. And I don't think we linked the pod controller to the seat, did we? Whoops. We did. Okay, good. So that's that. We also need to do the trucks. Right. That is good for these two. We're going to do the buttons now. The buttons are kind of confusing, but I highly recommend using the namer tool, or if you have Montraz's, I think it's Montraz's pack, there will be an advanced button tool in your E2 thing. So, or in the wire mod. Anyways, yeah. Advanced button or button tool. I think on most servers there's a limit for the advanced button, so I guess use these sparingly. I'll just use the default button tool because that's what everybody has. You're going to want a button for prime, start, shutdown, isolation, engine run, gen field, and brake cut in. If you have a dual prime mover locomotive, you're obviously going to want the ones with the 2 at the end. So now, one thing I like to do, I don't really care how my cabs look that much, so I have a board that already has all the buttons on it, and then some. So I'm just going to take this, all the buttons and everything, just put it right here. This button, well, at least if you want to copy this board, you at least need 3 non-toggled buttons. So I have this one, and this one, and color coding them also helps. What I will do is I'll get out the wire tool, So this one's going to be prime. This one's going to be start. And we're going to get the name tool. Prime. Start. And these are, like I said, non-toggled. And we're going to do shutdown to this red button. Name that. Just gonna call it stop. Isolation 1. Just your isolation switch. Gonna do that to the blue one. Call it ISO. And then there's these three, which engine run, gen field, and brake cut in. I'm going to name those ER, GF, and brake cut in. I believe that's the way they were wired in. Yeah. Alright. Now, I believe... Wait, nope. Also, we needed an MU master. MU. There. Now, MU master. Like that. And, yeah, this one needs to go to the pod controller, too. Wire horn to space, or R. This is just the horn lever on here will work. But that's it for the buttons. Once again, not toggled, not toggled, and not toggled. It's the only three buttons that you don't need toggled. The rest can be toggled. So technically this will work, but we're gonna we need to refresh the E2 for it to actually work. It'll be all silver and stuff. And I'll just refresh the controls hand. Now, as you can see, it says it's wired up for an SD40. This is obviously not an SD40. You could technically run the locomotive like this, but it'd be kind of weird with a U30 with the SD40 prime mover. So, if you want to test if you wired it up correctly, you can manually prime and start it, but I don't feel like doing that. So, just type .auto start 1, and it'll automatically start it for you. Now it'll, for the EMD, it'll go through the 15-second priming process, and then it'll turn over the prime mover, in which it'll start making prime mover noises. Now, if .auto start 1 does not work, then you've probably wired something wrong. And technically, I think you can actually get it to run without at least these two buttons. But these, the ISO, the MU, and all of those are important to have on so the locomotive actually works, because it's kind of correctly simulated. So there, it works. And also the shutdown button works. Now this is the fun part where we have to create a basically configuring an E2 for this locomotive here, because there's really only the E2 for the SD40. We're gonna go to locos, and all you're gonna have is the generic folder. So I suggest creating, like this one's for Baldwin Locomotive Works, EMD, and Fairbanks Morse. Right now I'm going to create a new folder. We're gonna call it GE. I'm gonna do lowercase GE. Alright, and I'll refresh it. Whoops. I'll refresh the folder. Locos. So I take the generic one and normal. Select just the main one. Now what we're gonna want to do first off, GE slash C30 U30C, yeah, U30 0, yeah, U30C, just like that. I'll just do it in lowercase. I'm just doing it in lowercase because everything else is in lowercase. So, whatever. Now, all of this stuff you're going to want to edit. A very helpful thing that is on the RLC Platinum GitHub is the Wikipedia. And that has... It's not like Wikipedia. It's been put together by Magnum Grove, the creators of RLC. And they've created these configs, or these data sheets that have everything you need to put in to these ETOs and just to configure it. And it's really simple. The more you do it, the better you'll get. Practice makes perfect, as they say. So right now, I am going to, I'll switch over to the Wikipedia thing. Alright, now here we are back on the GitHub. Right at the top of GitHub, just click on Wiki. And right over here, all of the links and stuff that will take you to basically wherever you need to go. Now we're doing GE stuff. General Electric, and there's some info on them. Sometimes there's funny stuff in here. I do highly recommend reading the stuff on here, and there's obviously effort put into this wiki. So, yeah. We're doing the C30-7. Sure. Open that up. There's a picture of the locomotive. It is the phase 1, I believe. I don't know. But anyways, more information. PT specification information. This is what you need. And it's just all the information here. Make sure to read through it. So, memorize this, whatever. If you have a second monitor, go put it in your second monitor. And yeah. Alright, so about halfway through the configuration, not even halfway, this is where all your engine sounds are going to come from. So we're going to just click upload and exit right now. And we're going to go to the engines folder. We're going to find General Electric V16 FDL. I don't know if this is actually it'll say on the Wikipedia, on the wiki, if it is the early C30. Yeah, okay, yeah, it tells you right there, C30-7. Alright, so all you're gonna do, you're just gonna copy this. That's it. Don't touch anything else in here. Make sure that's copied. Go back into this. Control V. Upload and exit that. Yeah. And then, as you can see, that'll tell you that it's changed. Everything's good. Alright, probably the most time-consuming process of this entire thing is actually setting up the E2. So, once you've spent probably 10 minutes doing that, just upload and exit. Actually, no. Take that back. Yeah. We're going to do save as, that, and then click update. PT Gamma, engines, wait, no, not engines, actual locomotives, UGE, and then there, that's exactly what you want. So we're going to do that, we're going to select this, whoops, go over to the platinum right here, and just replace it like that. That's all you really need. And let's see, all the information will change. Darn. Whoops, what? I don't know what it does to check the most recent, but I think it is working. Yep. Alright. Standard controls. There is a way you can change the controls for right here. You can change how what buttons you press to do whatever. And there is some configuration in here. Is this correct? Oh, this is all good enough for me. So there, yeah. That all should be set up. We'll just do the dot auto start one. This is the part where we hope it doesn't sound like an EMD. Yep. Alright. And now, what you're going to do, just turn on your isolation. Isolation isn't supposed to be non-toggled. Add on, MU, all these are going to be on. Oh! I forgot to toggle all these ones. Oh well. Those are all on. When I press space, the brakes turn on for some reason. That doesn't seem right. Something is very wrong here. Oh, it's a KC-108. I'm a big dummy. That's an easy fix, though. Well, there is no KC-108. I am a very big dummy now. Easy fix, though. Easy fix. KC-102. Sure. I don't even know what this goes in, but looks cool enough. I'm very certain this is the wrong control stand. This is why it's important to look up references to the cab. It's probably some Canadian stand or something. But just wire it up like that, and just a refresh. Yeah. Oh wait, no, this does have the half notches. Hell yeah, we got full 16 notches right here. Because this is the correct control stand. So, right, that itself uses the KC-102 control stand for the future. Those half notches. These G's did have half notches. You had 16 notches, and that's pretty cool. So, technically, right now, good to go, but we're gonna do a little bit more. That makes the just some quality of life stuff, like you know, gauges, so you can tell. All right, yeah. So we're gonna do gauges. We're gonna use Alco gauges. We're just gonna have to spawn these on the ground, and then precision them into place. Which is no big deal. And load meter. I'll just throw that right. No, my little recording thing is crap. Alright, so yeah, now here's the load gauge. So all these are meant for really easy wiring up. Just hold Alt, and there isn't, okay, for the load, I don't think there actually is a There's like a load 1 and a load 2. Yeah, right here. Okay. But for the air gauges. Easy. You just hold down Alt, it selects everything, hold down Alt again. Boom, like that. Alright, so I'm just gonna refresh. Oops. Refresh that E2. Refresh that. And another, I guess, kind of fancy quality of life thing. Go to, maybe it's in PT Gamma? Extras, yep. Monk's Advanced Exhaust. So now with previous RLC platinums, you had to use the, that's a little too small. You would use just the advanced particle controller and set that to a numpad, and it would do all the clag stuff. Well, this is like 100 times better and cooler. There's some configuration you can do with it. So we're just gonna have to change this to 5400. Okay, so this is like a GE. I think they're turbocharged. Yeah, they have turbos. I don't know. Usually 4? Good enough. Probably something different because C30s, you know, they just had to be different than everything else. Starting cleanliness. I'm just gonna put that as like 2. Idling. They don't clag too bad at idle. We'll do 5. And 2. Okay. Clag 2 stroke. I don't know if this entirely does clag. I don't know. I think that's all the configuration that needs to be done. So, I mean, that's all that really matters. You know, smoke is smoke. It looks cool. Now we're going to have the particle, this thing right here. And I like using the wire gate model. Take that, place it not on top of it, but just over, like that. And you go back to wire, just hold down Alt again. I think all that is wired into the exhaust. And then that goes in RLCPT. So we're going to just test this out real quick. But I'll start one. Oh, whoops. Left all these on. But I'll start one. Alright, that's pretty cool. The air brakes. Did I do something wrong? Oh, wait a second. Huh? Does not load. I don't know, maybe we did do something wrong. Oh well. We'll figure that out soon enough. So that should be it. We'll have to figure out that whole why it's not loading or anything like that, but we're gonna parent everything. And okay, yeah, sure, you need to add lights and all that other stuff and all your other buttons, but I'm not gonna do that right now. So let's place a gate right here. Tools, multi-parent. parent the gate to the locomotive. I'm just going to auto select radius. Deselect all that. Deselect all the... Actually, one of the... Never mind. First off, parent your buttons first. Except don't parent them to the gate, parent them to the body of the locomotive. And we'll do the whole auto select. Delete, deselect all that. Make sure you deselect the PT gamma. And deselect the buttons because they're already parented. Everything else should be fine. And we're going to parent it all to the gate. Also, there's a speedometer. Oh, I should have... whatever. There's a speedometer you can add. You know, tell how fast you're going. It's kind of useful. The reason I parent the buttons to the body is because if they're parented to a gate, they don't like to function properly. And yeah, so what you're gonna do, it's just like a very good thing to do is save what you're building. And it's bad that to like use your original build as a test thing. So I'm just gonna spawn it in again. And yeah. Now it's going to start both of these, which is I guess convenient if you have multiple locomotives. The brakes are applied on this, so it's going to be a little problematic. Usually once you hear the air compressor kick on, that means the locomotive is ready to go. Apparently I've done something very wrong. Oh wait, no. I forgot to turn on the isolation. There we go. So it all clags up and... generally it should move. Oh yep, it's moving. And here's your fresh new RLC PT2 locomotive rolling out of the shops. It's beautiful. Now, we've got everything wired up and it works. We're going to take it back and we're going to put IMU plugs on it. Now generally, you don't really need more than one locomotive. You know, in Garrys mod, it's not like there's any room to run really huge trains, but you know, it can be fun. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to bring these two locomotives together like this. I'm going to put plugs on them. Or I prefer this plug model, but whatever. Maybe it's a hitbox here. Somewhere. Okay, right here. Make sure the plugs are set to use array. So this is a rear plug. We're gonna take that to the E2. We're gonna do rear plug out. We're gonna go down here and then we're gonna do rear plug in. We go over here. Or front plug. Front plug out. Front plug in. Alright, make sure not to parent these. That will not work. It requires relies on a weld constraint to hold the plug in. So that, we're just gonna rope, make sure it's rigid. I think the center line's off center on these, but whatever. So they're all the pros. Oh. They seem like they're all weighted currently. Bogies shouldn't jiggle like that, but I don't know. So with the locomotives like this, you can just turn everything off and it'll work fine, but I don't think you need the brake cut in. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, we'll know if it'll move or not. Nope. That did not work. And yeah, isolation. Nope. Okay, so for the second unit to be immued, all you need is the isolation switch on. All those other stuff can be off. So, and the easiest way to tell that it's working is obviously when you put the brakes on, put the brakes off, that locomotive should move freely, and when you notch up, they both do the thing with the clag. We're in neutral right now. We're gonna go forward now. As you can see, they both work. Might be a little too soon. Off we go. Oh yeah, when you press space, see, look, there's no horn though, I didn't add a horn or bell or anything. But, I'll make a save of this. Oh, we derailed. Oh no. Okay, yeah. Anyways, I'll make a save of this, and so people can download it and they experiment with it. They can use it as a reference and everything. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this tutorial was useful. I know it will be for me in the future when I probably forget how to wire gamma. But anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.